corruption.
This week's Profile in Corruption is of sitting U.S. Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey. Prosecutors documented Senator Menendez accepting multiple bribes and gifts in exchange for political favors. But nonetheless, he was reelected to the U.S. Senate in 2018. Menendez won his first political office in 1974 at the age of only 20. He served on the Union City School District's Board of Education as the mayor of Union City, as a New Jersey state legislator. He served in the U.S. House of Representatives, and now he's a third-term U.S. Senator. All told, that's 46 years in elected politics and 28 years in the U.S. Congress. In 2013, reports surfaced that a federal grand jury in Miami was investigating Menendez regarding his role in advocating for the business interests of Florida ophthalmologist Salomon Melgen, one of his major donors. On April 1st, 2015, the United States Department of Justice indicted both Menendez and Melgen. The charges against Menendez included bribery, fraud, and making false statements. According to the indictment, Menendez asked top State Department officials to pressure the Dominican Republic's government into enforcing a port security contract that would benefit Melgen's company. While at the same time, Melgen was promising to give $60,000 to Menendez's political campaign. Prosecutors also charged that Menendez acted as Melgen's personal senator, that's a quote, helping obtain visas for several of Melgen's Dominican girlfriends to come into the U.S. But perhaps most egregious, Menendez put pressure on Medicare to end a dispute with Dr. Melgen over Melgen's suspected overbilling, a spectacular fraud case which would later explode in the headlines. In return, Menendez was accused of accepting a range of perks from Melgen, including trips on Melgen's private jet, 3 nights at a 5-star Paris hotel, a round of golf at a private club in West Palm Beach, Florida, and access to an exclusive Dominican resort. These gifts did not make it to his financial disclosure forms. Melgen also donated a substantial amount of money to benefit Menendez's political campaigns, and prosecutors claim that $750,000 of those contributions were tied to personal benefits Menendez accepted. His 2017 trial ended in a mistrial due to the jury's inability to secure a unanimous verdict. The case was complicated by the freshly minted 2016 Supreme Court decision McDonnell versus the United States, which narrowed the legal definition of public corruption and made it harder for prosecutors to prove that a political official engaged in bribery. But this mistrial did not fool anyone. In April 2018, Menendez was, quote, severely admonished, close quote, by the United States Select Committee on Ethics in a letter. In that letter, the committee wrote, quote, "The committee has found that over a 6-year period, you knowingly and repeatedly accepted gifts of significant value from Dr. Melgen without obtaining required committee approval, and that you failed to publicly disclose certain gifts as required by Senate rules and federal law. Additionally, while accepting these gifts, you used your position as a member of the Senate to advance Dr. Melgen's personal and business interests. The committee has determined that this conduct violated Senate rules, federal law, and applicable standards of conduct. Accordingly, the committee issues you this public letter of admonition and also directs you to repay the fair market value of all impermissible gifts not already repaid." So while Menendez got off on technicalities, at least in court, his doctor friend Melgen was sentenced to 17 years in prison for stealing $73 million from Medicare by persuading elderly Medicare patients to undergo excruciating tests and treatments for eye diseases they didn't have. Surely, it is no surprise that Senator Bob Menendez is a foe of congressional term limits. He has refused to sign the U.S. term limits pledge to co-sponsor and vote for the Congressional Term Limits Amendment. In 2012, he voted nay to a sense of the Senate non-binding resolution asking whether congressional terms should be limited. In spite of all this, Menendez won re-election to his third term for the U.S. Senate in 2018. Long tenure is highly correlated to corrupt behavior due to hubris and opportunity. Given the incumbent advantages that lead to a 90% plus re-election in Congress from voters, The corrupt have little to fear.
Corruption, corruption.